Okay, you're making the point that it's not about the probe, it's not about whether the police is entitled to investigate the case, Dr. Patra, it's about the kind of charges that have been leveled. Sedition is no ordinary charge. Supreme Court judgment after judgment says, to say that they want to break up India is not anti-national. Supreme Court judgments say that if you pick up arms and attempt to dismember the state, that is an anti-national activity. Therefore, the yardstick by which you determine in a court of law whether or not an act is seditious is a very high bar. That you're lowering the bar, that this is an attempt actually to muzzle dissent and silence those your government doesn't like. Dr. Patra, respond to Supriya.
See, 2 points that was put by the Congress spokesperson over here, that anybody who tries to in fact speak against the government is put under sedition and UAPA. Let me tell you, there is no sedition, there is no sedition act against Rahul Gandhi, Priyanka Gandhi, Robert Vadra, and most of the Congress spokesperson who day in and day out have been criticizing the government. So this allegation is completely unfounded. Number two, as far as the highest statistics of a single day arrest under sedition is concerned, that was in 2012 in Kudankulam case, where in fact the Congress party had launched an FIR against 55,000 people, 23,000 people were arrested on a single day, 9,000 people under the law of sedition by the Congress government, if you would remember the Kudankulam case. Dr. Manmohan Singh was the Prime Minister then. Thirdly and very importantly, well yes, let's not be the judges over here. Whether this case is a befitting case for sedition or not, whether in fact Disha Ravi should be trialed or not, that is for the court to decide. And in fact the Metropolitan Court is also a court. The Metropolitan Court, after delving into the merits of the case, and what are the merits of the case? Number one, she was in a Zoom meeting with some people, in fact like Mo Dhaliwal, like Bhinder, etc., who are known Khalistanis. In fact, the whole toolkit was produced and in fact programmed and circulated by a group called as Poetic Justice Foundation.
Pause that thought for a moment, Sambit Patra, and I want to go across. I'm coming back to you. I'm coming back to you, Dr. Patra, in just a moment. No, one second, Supriya. Allow me to be fair. You've had a chance. I want to go across to Ashutosh, because when Sambit Patra says Mo Dhaliwal, it almost sounds as if he's referring to Jarnail Singh Bhindrawala, because before this happened, I, who come from Punjab, didn't really know who Mo Dhaliwal was, and therefore, if this activist was in touch with Mo Dhaliwal, who is not proscribed under any Indian law, is not a declared terrorist or even a declared Khalistani by the government, how does Disha Ravi know that she's talking to a terrorist, or she's talking to a Khalistani or someone who is wanted by law? If she's talking to someone she doesn't know is wanted or could be wanted in the future, is that a crime, and can that be proven in a court of law? Ashutosh, opening comments.
See, Rahul, I think this is for the first time I'm witnessing that the major newspapers of the country, they had come out with an editorial, and I'll show you the Hindustan Times saying Disha Ravi's arrest is wrong. Then there is a Times of India editorial which says no witch hunt. There's an Indian Express editorial which clearly says that this toolkit is just a matter of paranoia of the government, not something else. So, and you go to other newspapers, so very clearly it said that newspapers of this country, they are almost in agreement that Disha Ravi's arrest is a kind of a witch hunt which has been done. And this is very clearly written by the Times of India. So, what is happening over here? I think this is an attempt to divert attention from the farmers' agitation, to create a narrative, and within that narrative, if they could restrict the sympathies which this farmer movement is getting. Otherwise, it is just not possible, because the government is talking about Mo Dhaliwal. So my dear friend Sambit Patra has just mentioned, and you are also mentioned, but here is the case. Here is the case of Balwant Singh Rajwana. Since 25th March 2012, there is a mercy petition. And the last month also, the Modi government has not decided about the Rajwana's mercy petition. Now the issue is, who is this Rajwana? Rajwana was implicated and he was killed, he was convicted in a killing of Bayant Singh. The government is not prompt enough to decide about the mercy petition, to decide about his death sentence and all that. But it is more alert, more finding it more immediate to talk about Singh Mo Dhaliwal. In Dhaliwal, I think the government has been trying to raise, the BJP has trying to raise a bogey about Mo Dhaliwal for the last 6 months. But has there been one single FIR in this country against Mo Dhaliwal? Has the government of India contacted the Canada government? Has been discussed with the Prime Minister Trudeau informally or the formally? No. So what does it mean? It means Rajwana, who is a convicted terrorist, who has been convicted for capital punishment,